Hello everyone, Red Herring here, and this is what I wore this month for the month of May 2016. I know I haven't put out one of these videos since I've been back from Arizona. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna get back into it. So I will put up my app here, my calendar. I do use the Clue app just to show you how long my period was. It was approximately 10 days, and I did spot a little before that and a little after that, and I did end up wearing my Super Jenny and my Eva Cup. They're two of my favorite cups, so since I know I've mentioned them and did several videos on them already, I'm just gonna put that out there that I did wear them. I'm just gonna kind of let you know and not actually give a whole bunch of detail about them. And I do have one cup that was borrowed from Jennifer Lewis. Please don't contact her or me to borrow cups. We have been talking for quite a while now, and we have a trust that we can ship each other cups just to save on some of the money, because we both have purchased a lot of cups in the past. And it just makes it nice that we can do this. I'll be including a link to Jennifer Lewis at the very end of this video, so check out her YouTube. She does reviews and comparisons. You can find all of her cups there, and don't forget to subscribe to her too. If you find anything helpful in this video, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I did use my Super Jenny Small cup for a couple days while I was spotting, and then once again in the middle of my period when it was a little bit heavier, I did have to empty it one extra time, making that 3 times a day instead of just the 2 that I normally have to empty the large size Super Jenny. But I love this cup. I can't say enough about it. If I go out, I know that this cup is going to hold me over for all day. I don't think I've ever had to empty it in the middle of the day, even on my heaviest period. The second cup that I tried for this period is the Shi Cup, and I don't have it on hand anymore. I went ahead and sent it back to Jennifer Lewis. There's my clock. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to stop this video. But here is the Shi Cup logo and also the picture of the cup. I was really surprised that I liked this cup, and I did do a review of it. I don't have it on hand, like I said, so I can't do any kind of a comparison. But check out Jennifer Lewis's YouTube channel, and I will leave a link at the end of this video so that you can check her out for your clicking pleasure, and don't forget to subscribe to her as well. So the Shi Cup, I was really surprised. I did really like the cup itself. It popped open really easily. It has a secondary rim, and the rim is kind of thick, so it pops open without a whole bunch of coaxing. The stem is really short, which I like, because well, most of my cups I cut the stems off, or I was cutting the stems off. I'm trying not to now, just in case I don't keep them. I found that on the Super Jenny. You've seen them several times, but I didn't have to cut the stem on that. But the Shi Cup was really nice. It was comfortable. The only thing I didn't like about it was that the air holes, or the release holes, are very low on the cup. It's underneath the secondary rim, which makes it so it doesn't have a whole bunch of capacity. So if I were to keep that cup or buy that cup for myself, which I would have liked to, because I think it's a great cup. And there's the bells from the school. Oh my gosh. Gush. Oh my gosh. So noisy at my house. But just the capacity. I have to empty it. I would have to empty it one extra time during the day just because it's a low capacity. And it's fine for a medium or low flow or just spotting or something, but other than the capacity of it, the cup itself was really nice. There was a seam that went around the outside of the rim, but they finished it off nicely. There was no other seams. really nice cup. They rounded off the rim. It has that kind of bulgy or bulky secondary rim, but this one I found to be fine for me. The next cup that I used was Moon Plus, and this is by the Permore company. I hope I'm saying that correctly, and one of my Facebook friends did tell me what it meant, and I'm pretty sure it was True Love. I did an unboxing of this cup. You can check that video out if you're curious. I did include what the name or the word meant. So I did try this in a large. This is the small that I have in my hand now. But my daughter is using the large. She actually finds it a very nice cup. She's been using it quite often. Usually she uses the Super Jenny large for her incontinence issues at work. But she has been using the large quite a bit. I haven't gotten it back yet since I did the unboxing and she was trying it on. So I had some problems getting this cup to open when I first tried it, and I did this at night in the shower, and I tried to get the cup to open so many times that I ended up drying myself out and I couldn't even insert it anymore. So I don't know. I did have problems with the Love Your Body cup, and it has that same inward swell, and then the rim of the cup flares out just a little bit, and it seems like it's softer right there. Like on the secondary rims or cups with a secondary rim, it actually helps it to open, and this swell does the opposite for me. So I had a really hard time getting it to open, and the Love Your Body, because it's so long, I only got it to open one time out of the many times that I tried that cup. So for me, that cup just is the one cup out of all of the cups that I've tried that I had a really hard time getting to open. I'm still really unsuccessful trying to get it to open. This one gave me problems that night, but I did try it again and I was able to get it to open. It took some finessing for me, but because it's a shorter cup than the Love Your Body, I was able to reach this area and make it open a lot, not a lot easier, but easier than the Love Your Body for me. It has to me, it has a better springiness than the Love Your Body. So when the cup was inserted, it was comfortable. I didn't have to fumble with it getting around my cervix or to sit where it needed to be to catch my flow, and I didn't leak. I wasn't really heavy. I was heavy enough, but not really heavy. I didn't fill it to the top for the large, and it looks like it's the same size as the Lunette cups, because these do look like the Lunette cups, and the Love Your Body cups had a baby. But they do also have a Just Moon cup, and it looks exactly like the Lunette. So if you're interested, again, I didn't even tell you, but all of the links to all of these cups will be in the description below. I'm so sorry, I missed that. But you can check this cup. On their website, they have Moon, which is just like the Lunette, and Moon Plus, which is the one with this swell and the flared out rim. Since my period got a little bit heavier, I wanted to get a larger cup, and I went to the Amy Cup Crystal. I would have normally gone to my Super Jenny, but I figured that I would give this one another shot. It's been a while since I've used it, so I just figured, hey, why not? So this cup is a pretty firm cup. I think it was more firm than the Lenna. It read, I'm pretty sure they said it was a 60 shore rating, but it looked like it read closer to the 70 shore rating, and I did have the 50, 60, and 70 shore tester cups from the Eva Cup company, so I got to kind of test it against those. And this cup has a good capacity to it. The suction or air holes are on the very top of this rim, so you get the full capacity of this cup. The thing that I don't really care for, and I thought that I would like, is that it's so rounded at the bottom of the bowl. And I thought that it would be really good for the capacity, but it just kind of made it a little harder to remove because it's so rounded. It's hard to get a good pinch on it, and then when it's wet and slippery, it's even harder. These rings aren't very raised, and you can see there, you can barely see it come off of the actual cup. So they don't really lend a hand in giving you a good grip to remove that cup. But the capacity is nice, and I didn't have to empty it in the middle of the day. The next day I went out and I ended up using my Super Lenna Small, and it was good enough for that day. I was on a heavier day, but it still held up just fine. The next day I figured that I would try the Eva Cup, and this is the one with the funnel on the bottom that you are supposed to be able to empty the cup without removing the cup from your vagina. And I did a write-up on this, and I will leave the link in the description below for the whole thing, but I will do a review later. I'm going to try this again on my next period before I do a complete review on it. But I do want to say that this is by far the easiest cup that I've ever had to insert. I did use the C-fold just because the cup itself is already quite small. The diameter of it is small, and I didn't even, just a second here. Here is my Lunette cup, and here is the Eva cup. It's not very much higher than it, and I was able to bend and tuck in the stem. I'll just bring this up. It kind of sits inside. In fact, if I have, or when I take a larger cup, I can insert this rim area into the cup to this, I guess, this secondary rim there. But I used the C-fold because this cup is already small, and you could see that it already tried to spring open in my hand. It opened, no coaxing at all. Opened up, and as soon as I took my hand out, this cup went right in. Autopilot. I put my finger in just to feel if my cervix was on the outside of this rim. I was worried about that because it has such a small diameter, but it was exactly where it needed to be, and I was really surprised. So that was really, really awesome. I didn't have any leaking with this cup. I wasn't really, really heavy, but I did have some strings and had a little bit of clotting. Not a whole bunch this past period, but it wasn't enough to get it to clog. Although my daughter did try this out that first day. She had a lot of clotting, and she said her clots didn't clog this up as well. It made the flow, or emptying it, a little slower, but it still did not clog. And she did remove the cup just to make sure that she got it all emptied. So for me, because I was, it was my first time and all, I bared down and kind of pulled down on this funnel here to bring it down enough so that I could reach a comfortable position to pinch that. But I kind of pushed too much, and this kind of popped right below my pubic bone, and I had to stop and kind of push it back up so that I didn't give birth to it right there in the toilet. So there are two little dots on the end of this funnel, and you can see them right there on the top and the bottom. And if you press this in any other direction besides on those dots, the teat, the mouth of the teat does not open. So I was telling Jennifer that this was comfortable, but the tip of this cup was at the very opening of my vagina, and that was kind of uncomfortable. I would sit down and kind of move around to see if I would leak. I was laying down because later in the day I wasn't feeling good, and I didn't leak out the teat. Actually, I didn't leak from anywhere on this cup. And so when I was telling Jennifer that this was at the opening of my vagina, she said, "Can you tuck this in?" So I folded it over, and that stem area is nice and stretchy, and it's nice and flimsy, so I could twist it. And even if I twisted it, if I wasn't pushing on those dots, it does not open or leak. So I folded it over and I just tucked this behind my pubic bone, and that was so much better. I couldn't feel it anymore. I could sit down and not feel the tip of that funnel poking out. So I found that this cup was really comfortable. I did have some problems because it was my first time trying to empty it. I did end up with a bloody hand, but I want to try it again just so that I can master which position it needs to be in, where my hand needs to be placed to be able to let the blood come out without being very messy. And I will do a review and let you know then. It had been a while since I used the Lenna Cup, so I wanted to give that a try again. I used the large at first, and back when I first got the Lenna Cup, the large gave me quite a bit of cramping, and even after I removed the cup, I was still cramping. And I think it's just the firmness, a combination of the firmness and the flare at the rim that just was not sitting nicely inside of me. So I did get a small size Lenna Cup, and the small is fine. It works just fine. I don't have any cramps with it or anything. I love the quality of this cup. It's a good firm cup, and it's really nice for somebody with a low cervix. For me personally, the small just doesn't have that capacity that I would want on a heavier day. Last but not least, for the tail end of my period, I ended up using my newer Eva Cup, and this is the 2016 version of it. They changed their silicone and a little bit of their features, and I'm going to do a side-by-side of the original version and the 2016 version in another video, so watch for that. I will also do a squish test. This is the the size 1, the smaller size of the cups, and again I was at the tail end, so this was just fine. This is one of my favorite cups still. I reach for it quite often. But if you do not have one yet, and if you have been thinking about trying out the Eva Cup, they are having an international giveaway. So 3 lucky winners will be called on June 19th, 2016. So make sure you visit their Facebook page. I will leave the link in the description below. Like, share, comment on the post, their giveaway post, and good luck to all of you. I know that was a lot of cups that I tried. I think I was making up for not putting out any of these videos, but it makes it so that I don't get to wear these cups for, you know, a few days at a time and get a real good feeling about them, or get a good feeling of them. So during my next period, next month, I'll narrow them down and not do so many, so that I could give you a better read on how the experiences, or my experience, went with these cups. If I miss something, or if you have additional questions, go ahead and leave me a comment down below, or you can find me on Facebook. Let me know which one of these cups you want to try. And until next time, take care.